Hey everyone, today we are diving into something unique about the Tarot de Marseille and why reading the colors and the shading is so powerful. So, unlike the Rider-Waite-Smith, which uses fully illustrated minor arcana cards, so people acting out the scenes, the Tarot de Marseille deck uses pip cards, which is mostly geometric patterns, so cups and coins. We also have the swords and the wands. How do we read these cards when we don't have these illustrated scenes? So one of the ways that we do this is by the colors. So the visual language of the Tarot de Marseille cards. Think of the colors, the shadings, and the patterns. So here's something fascinating. In the historical Marseille deck, the colors weren't just random decorations. So printing was very limited, so they worked with a small palette. And this is the white, the black, the yellow, the red, the green, and the blue, and the flesh tones. And also the distribution of these colors is not equal. So in fact, the largest area is yellow, which is then followed by red, then the blue, and then lastly the green. So this means that the warm active colors are yellow and red. These are the dominant colors, while the cooler tones like the green and the blue are rare. So if this was an artistic choice and not just about the pigment cost, then the deck was designed to feel warm, active, and dynamic rather than the cool and distant. So when we read the Marseille cards, these color choices matter. So yellow isn't just a color, it's the primary energy of the deck. So this is why the Marseille reading, the color and the shading aren't just the background, they are the meaning. So let's break this down into three parts. We'll go into the colors, the shading, and then an actual reading example. So the first section is going to be the colors. So here's just a quick guide for the color palette. So the first color that we see in all of the cards is the white. The white is the clarity and the openness. Also, the second color that all the cards have is black, and this is structure and limits. The blue is calm and introspection. The yellow is optimism, blessings, and vitality. Red is passion and desire. The green is growth and renewal. And then the flesh tones are humanity and vulnerability. So when we see the same color across multiple cards, it creates a bridge of meaning. So for example, a repeated yellow, that's blessings and optimism and manifestation running through the whole spread. Okay, so now let's talk about the shading and the line work. So this is another layer of meaning in the Marseille cards. So there are four main styles. So first is the plain areas. So like for example, this is a plain area of black. Plain areas are clear, obvious energy. Then we also have for example, this one that has a half shaded area. So this is duality or something partly hidden. Then we also have, for example, on the sleeve we have a straight line shading. So this is stability, structure, and control. Then we also have these wavy line shading. So this is movement and flow or emotional instability. Now if we combine the color and the shading, we get a deeper meaning. So for example, the plain area of black in the death card It is a solid structure, its boundaries, and its visible limits. So in the Two of Cups, we have a plain red area, and this is clear passion, desire, energy, and courage. So if we were to look at the blue wave shaded, so this is emotional flow and instability and intuition. Now, when it's a blue half shaded area, like for example on the leg, so this is emotional conflict, divided, calm, or an inner tension, as opposed to the shirt that has a straight lines. So this is structured reflection, it's controlled emotions too. When it's yellow, so for example on the cape is have shaded lines. These are blessings that are present but partially hidden or delayed. So now let's apply this to a real spread. So I pulled the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Coins, and the Page of Wands. So the first big thing that I notice is the yellow. So it runs through all the cards. So this tells me that this spread is centered around blessings and optimism and manifestation. So in the Nine of Cups, the cups are mainly yellow. So that's your emotional wishes and the blessing, so things that you are longing for or hoping to achieve. So then into the Ten of Coins. So the coins are yellow but with a black outline with floral ornaments. So this just show that these blessings have taken form into the physical world, and the black gives structure. This is reality, and then the floral patterns mean growth and manifestation. So what was once just a wish is now something tangible. Then we move into the Page of Wands. So here the ground is yellow but it's half shaded lines. The blessings and opportunities are present but they're not fully stable yet. They're partially visible, partly hidden, and it's still developing. The wand itself is green, which is the color for growth, potential, and new blessings. So the story goes into emotional wishes, into material manifestation, and then the need to learn and grow and stabilize those blessings. And notice the court card here. So the page shows personal involvement. So this is not just about what you receive, but about your own willingness and to nurture and grow what's been given. So let's look at another example spread. So this is the Ten of Cups, the Two of Swords, and again the Page of Wands. So starting with the Ten of Cups, the cups are yellow, which do points to blessings, joy, and emotional fulfillment. This is emotional success, and everything feels full and overflowing. Then in the Two of Swords, we have two black swords, and each one of these is cut with a yellow segment. So this creates tension. So the black swords are structured and limitation, while the yellow segments show optimism and blessings caught inside the structure. It's like two strong emotions or desires are in opposition, and they both carry optimism, but they're split and can't merge easily. So this card does show a choice influenced by strong feelings but also divided. So then finally we do get the Page of Wands. So here the ground is yellow but it's being touched by the green wand. So this doesn't mean that those blessings and emotions aren't just static, they're being taught to grow. The wand does bring in the energy of potential learning and development, and the pages red clothing adds desire and motivation. So the drive to apply the effort. So again, together the story is about emotional fulfillment, a conflict or division in how the fulfillment plays out, and then finally the opportunity to stabilize and grow that emotional ground through learning and action. So the message here is pretty clear that if you do apply the growth and the effort, the emotional ground can become stable and fruitful. So this is why color and shading are crucial in this deck, in the Marseille deck, and in a Marseille reading. So unlike the Rider-Waite-Smith, where the pictures gives you the meanings, the Marseille deck speaks through the color choices and the line patterns. It's not just for decorations, they're the core language of the system. So if you found this helpful and want more deep dives into the Marseille symbolism, hit the like and subscribe button.